Recently, I've been becoming more interested in handmade watercolors. The characteristic of them that I enjoy the most are usually the granulation, unique color combination, and I don't quite know the term, but knowing that it's not quite perfect but still works beautifully. I guess handmade is what attracts me the most to this group of paint. On top of that, these paints from Stakiwi are made by a funny cat lady located not far from me, like literally less than an hour away. So I had to support a local business, no questions. Alright, so in the pretty blue bubble wrap, my order included the Stakiwi thank you card, a business card with some watercolor advice on re-wetting the paint, some cute stickers, candy of course, and a pipette for wetting the paint. I actually never seen this included in any of my orders before, but I really like it. And I put the pipette into my travel kit because I find more uses for it on the move than at home since I really dislike water brushes. I also purchased a Sakura Micron 0.5, which is my favorite writing pen. I mean, it's tiny, cute, and waterproof. What more can you want? My old one is about 3 years old and I pushed the nib too far back. I'm very heavy-handed. But on top of that, the ink has run dry, so it's not really useful now. A whale brush rests in a cute pastel blue color and of course the paint. I absolutely love how everything was packaged to be shipped safely but also look aesthetic and adorable too. I fell in love with Cinder Rose from the swatches from a video that I saw not too long ago, and I don't remember who it was, but if I do find it, I'll link it below. But Stakiwi didn't have any of Cinder Rose in stock in half pen size, so I purchased it in one of the mini pens, which doesn't look too small, but they are apparently a quarter pan size. I had a bit of trouble ordering the mini and mini-me pans because the listing only has a drop-down menu of names with no visible swatching, linking the name to the paint. The only way around it that I figured out was going through the Stakiwi Instagram page, and it was super tedious and annoying. Stacey always includes generous amounts of paint in her free dot cards. In this order, I got Shadows and Mermaid Song, but in my next order, which is also in this video, I received Pacific Ocean and Power. Every half pen is wrapped with a colorful foil and a sticky label with the swatch on the kiwi that was super hard to unwrap. There are magnets on the bottom of each pan, but I don't really mind whether or not that is included since I usually put my pans securely in the tin pellets that have those teeth clip thingies to hold them in place. On the Stakiwi website, it says because these are magnet tape and not super glued on, you can easily remove them, so that's what I did. Starlight looks amazing with the little pillow of extra paint on top of the pan. Piha has a split of the two different blues. I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, or if the pan has two different colors in it, but how it will affect Piha in the long run, I won't know. Hopefully it doesn't change too much because it is a nice blue. They are definitely so beautiful. So, following the instructions in the business card, I put a drop of water on top of each pan and dot and let it sit for a while. But these paints don't actually need it at all. They re-wet so beautifully and easily without any effort, and the brush is loaded with a lot of pigment. However, like many metallic shimmer glitter pearlescent or anything that uses mica, even in commercial brands, these require some sitting time with water. Starlight looks like a very grainy black on this video, but is full of holographic glitters. I'm absolutely happy that Stacey used a black as the base color because it really does remind me of the night sky. And as I finished filming the first order, I quickly purchased more because it was then I realized how amazing these paints were. Originally, I wanted only fun colors since every set of watercolor I have already comes with the typical yellow, red, and blue, etc. And quite frankly, I wasn't expecting much from these paints since it was very difficult to find information about the usual things that I'm interested in, such as pigment, light fastness, staining, opaqueness, blah 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 on the website. So I assumed that these were geared towards crafters instead of what I use watercolor for, and it didn't help my assumption when I searched the brand and only calligraphers and paintings with galaxy landscapes popped up in my results. My second order arrived so quick that I didn't have time finishing the first one. So I was like, why spam everyone with multiple videos when I can have one longer one instead? All of the Stakiwi set reside in this cute pastel blue tin by Meeden. I even removed the sticker from the custom primary paint set and put it on top of it, as well as the paint from that collection, so I can reuse the white tin for a travel palette instead. And I swear, for a girl that doesn't go out much for fun, I've collected so many things for a travel kit, especially from this order. Maybe that's an excuse to get some more vitamin D this summer since that's coming out. So going back to the primary paint set, I did get it customly made, sort of. I chose substitutes for certain colors that I didn't want, and Stacey was lovely enough to let me change it. That's because the original yellow called Pineapple is a mixture color of a white and yellow pigment, so I wanted it switched out for a pure pigment color called primary yellow instead. And cyan was also switched out for Smurf, which is a moody cerulean blue, because honestly I'm quite sick of that bright light blue, which I personally only use just for mixing and nothing else. Now looking at the palette, I wish I did pick a warm yellow or a warm red instead. Primary yellow and yellow lemon are just too similar, while my collection of Stakiwi blue take out almost half of the palette. They are beautiful, so I can't really complain. This part is just swatching the new colors from the second order. The top left of each swatch is the light fastness listed on the website, which I could barely find, so I just left a question mark there. And on the top right is the pigment information, but as I mentioned, it was very difficult to find information about this, so I only managed to find information for less than half of the paints in this palette. Even Stacey's swatches has question marks where she lists the pigment information. Oh, and around here, the filming starts because my new camera automatically starts filming after 16 minutes without alerting me. But I was too busy mesmerized by Smurf and Blue Daisy to realize it had stopped. So I missed the footage of the dot cards, Power, Pacific Ocean, along with the half pan swatches of Blush and Ultra Blue being swatched. I mean, like, Smurf apparently uses cerulean blue pigment, but I doubt it's a genuine cerulean blue. That pigment is crazy expensive. And Raglan has a mixture of PG7 phthalo green and PB15:3 phthalo blue, but on both swatches it has this beautiful dark blackish granulation, which I have no idea where it comes from. I'm guessing it's probably from the PG7. I really love it, and it's such a unique behavior despite using a common mixture of pigments. But can you see how beautiful Power is? Power is a giant sea snail, or also known as abalone in New Zealand, and it has a beautiful green, blue, pinkish, sort of like an oil spill shell. And it is commonly used for ornaments and jewelry because of its color. The Power-inspired paint really represents that. The downside of it is the strange turquoise blue that it has. It's so strong in staining that it bleeds to the other side or goes when used lightly, so I'm a bit nervous to use it on actual art. It even stained my brush. Okay, so this mixing chart, take it with the knowledge that this is a custom primary vibrant set and not the intentional set that Stakiwi sells on their website. With primary yellow will be similar to using Pineapple, however, maybe just ignore the mixes with Smurf as cyan is a bit brighter and quite different. The green and purple created from the set are gorgeous, seriously. True Rose and Ultra Blue are super cute mixes. However, always however, the oranges are, it's a bit muddy for my taste and not what I call a true orange. Or, you know, maybe I just suck at making oranges. I did have some issues with Stakiwi. They aren't major, but I wanted to keep this a honest, transparent overview of the brand. It wasn't about the product itself, apart from the minimal information, but the business side. It took almost 3 weeks to dispatch from the Stakiwi studio. There was no notification or information about why on both email and website. The website does say it takes about 2 to 4 weeks to make the paints from molding to drying layers, but it doesn't clarify how these could be not quite ready to be packaged and sent out, or possibly made to order. And I don't mind the extra time taken if I was made aware of why or just notified, but that doesn't affect my view on how much I really adore these paints or stop my support for Stakiwi. Alright, speed painting time. I did this painting with the paints of the first order only, since the second haven't arrived at the time I was painting it. As Stakiwi icon is a New Zealand native bird, I thought I should paint another New Zealand animal. So I googled New Zealand animals, closed my eyes, and scrolled up and down until I pointed at something, and I knew I would get another bird because, well, New Zealand native animals are either insects or birds. We do have a few bats, but mainly insects and birds. But I'm glad. The Kia is a cousin to the infamous Stakiwi kakapo, which has been circulating around the internet as a meme. And that derpiness translated to my sketch. So, Kias. They usually live in the mountains down in the south of New Zealand, and they are very mischievous. If you park your car in their area and turn your back, the car may be dismantled and you may have lost something like clothing that it would have carried away. The tips of a Kia bird wings and tails are a mixture of bright green and turquoise, while under the wings and sometimes on top of the tail is a brilliant orange. In hindsight, I wish I drew in a different pose to show off these colors, but at the same time, I didn't have the colors even if I mixed it for those areas. The main colors used are Scarecrow or Cinder Rose to desaturate it, and Yellow Lemon, Piha, and Raglan whenever I wanted to darken and lighten the green. I didn't really use my own mixture of green because I wanted to keep the beautiful granulation that Scarecrow has that the blues and yellows didn't, which I think helps with the texture of the feathers. I did use some Starlight as shadowing, and it's really cute to see those areas sparkle in the sun, like how feathers would catch light. It's perfect. I don't actually have much else to say about the watercolors in the painting, but I really did enjoy using them and I can't wait to use it more. I would go as far as saying it's one of my top 5 handmade watercolor palettes, and that's saying a lot because I have a lot of handmade watercolors. It doesn't help that Stakiwi is a local business that I can easily access. And that actually might fuel my obsession for handmade watercolor paints. So yeah, I hope this video shows how amazing these paints are, and I am absolutely proud as a fellow Kiwi to see our iconic places and names on them as they enter other people's home all around the world. As I said, I do wish I knew exactly what I'm buying with more information on the website, or even just streamlining that said website. But yeah, if you enjoyed how Stakiwi performed, consider visiting Stacey on Instagram. And with that, thank you for watching. Bye!